Good morning, is it from Zetster's Lab? We're still visiting our friends on the farm, and it's so hot outside that I was sweating. So I decided, let me come and tell you what my new invention or whatever inside. So I am sitting in the sitting room of this beautiful old farmhouse. Remember, this was actually where the animals lived, so they converted this later on to become this beautiful old house. So I'm loving every moment of this. I'm loving the house, and I'm loving being on the farm, and everybody is working and buzzing, and it's going crazy all around me. And guess what? I'm sitting and knitting and just chilling. I'm waiting for hubby. He said I need to help him, but now he's doing something else. So I'm not gonna stress. I'm just gonna be. So I am being today. But let me tell you what I did. A while ago, I Googled YouTube, Pinterest, I cannot remember, and I found this beautiful jerseys, sweaters, and they were really so simple to make. It was just this huge, I think you call it a triangle. It's not a square, it's a more like this, but it's really wide, so it comes up to here, just this triangle. And then it's just this little block that you then put on for your arms. So I thought, I think I'm going to love that. Let me make one. Because remember, I bought lots and lots of wool with mohair. It's a mixed wool, acrylic and mohair wool. And they were on a sale. And they were so beautiful. So I bought one of each color. I don't know why, but one of each color. And I made lots of things with all the other colors. And then I decided, you know what? I love these two colors. I made the most beautiful thing. I will put the link to it on my Facebook page, the link below. And then I found this blue, purplish, whatever color, and I thought, I want to make a plain thing. I'm going to use these colors because that's what I have. Oh, I love using what I have. And then I love to create something special by using what I have. I mean, I think that's creativity. I don't know what you call it, but I just don't want to go and buy the perfect things with the pattern and then make that. I don't enjoy that anymore. I just want to use what I have. So this is what I had. So I started off with my jersey. And another thing is, when I Googled, I saw a lot of beautiful patterns for knitting. And I haven't knitted in ages because, you know, it's much quicker with a thick crochet needle, and you can just be more flexible, I think, with crocheting. I don't know, it's more flexible for me. But I saw this pattern and I thought, I'm going to do it. And I went and I looked for very thick needles and wanted thick needles, and I started crocheting. The quite thin wool thing, and yarn with my big needles. But you know, I watch TV and knitting, and we drive in the car, and hubby goes through potholes and stuff, and I keep knitting. And then when I realize what's happening, and I really look closely to my work, I saw lots of really ugly holes. It just formed. Some stitches slipped, so salvage them, but really some were just, I made a little balls up, and things happened and they became a little hole. And I thought, you know what, I am not going to pull everything out and start again. That's not me. I'm just going to go with it and continue, and then later perhaps I'll put some little flowers on or something to cover the holes. I don't know. So I kept going. So I made these two huge, you can see, huge rectangle shapes. And in the process, I also realized I'm going to do a little of this color. So I remember my brother, he gave me rolls of this pure yarn, and I thought I'm going to use that. So I started to using this as well, the beautiful cream mohair, pure mohair yarn. But you know, I'm kind of allergic to mohair, so that's actually why I had to make something with a very large neck. So I will be able to wear this over a long sleeve thing. It just mustn't touch my neck. But so I did this. Lots of holes came in, and I did the front part, and then I did the little sides, and I started working it together, and I thought, you know what? I'm going to put flowers on, as I said. So I Googled once again, and I got the pattern quick for this beautiful little flowers. So guess what? Everywhere there was a little hole, I put a flower. I mean, look there in front. It's just two flowers, and I love it. I would never usually put two flowers like that, but I'm just going to go with wherever the holes are. And at the end, the most awesome thing is at the end I couldn't find the holes. When I stitched this whole thing, I also crocheted it together. When I crocheted it together and everything, I really had to look for the holes. Can you believe it? And another thing I did this morning, I was so excited to finish it off that I actually, this one is wrong side. But you know what? It all gives so much texture. Look at that. It's the wrong side. But it works because you can see I got fed up and I just did the plain and not plain and pull there on top. So this is just this most textured thing, but very soft and with flowers. And that's what made me think. You know, we start off our lives and we start off with this plan. It's going to work like this. It's going to be square with two little things and it's going to be beautiful. Or we look at our children's lives. And life starts. And all of a sudden you get a bumpy road. And things happen. And you make... I never want to call it a mistake. You will understand later. And when you judge it, you think, oh, that was a mistake. I should never have done this. Why did I do it? When you look at your children, you think they're on the wrong path. They are doing it wrong and everything. And all these holes form. But you know what? You need to keep going. You can't stop. So you continue with your life. And here and there, you stitch a slip a stitch, and something happens, and you just gotta keep going. And the awesome thing is, if we get to that point where we stop judging, where we stop to decide if something is good or bad or right or wrong, and you just know, what I've realized is when I look back on my life, whatever I did at that moment, I couldn't have done anything else. That is with what I knew and where I was, broken and whatever. That was the only thing I could do. Nobody wants to make a bugger up of his life, wants to go, everybody wants to make a good living and create a good life, a nice life, beautiful life, whatever that is. I don't know what that is. But it never ever happens like that. So you end up with this garment, this life garment that you have become. And there's many holes in it. There's slipped stitches. There is a wrong side. You did something totally wrong. And it's now this wrong when I put this on the wrong side. But at the end, when everything comes together and you look at your life, it's freaking beautiful. Look there, the holes in this thing, I covered up with beautiful flowers. Everything in my life that I ever said, I know will never do that. Oh, is it? I was very holy at times, religious, and I said, I will never do that. Guess what? I did all of those things. Everything I said in my strength, I will never do it. I went and did it. When I was weak or whatever, I did it. But guess what? Those things I did, what I never wanted to do, just made me realize I can do no thing in my own strength. In my own strength, I can do absolutely nothing. There's no good in Izet, in this fleshly body, mind, whatever. And so every little balls up, as I call it, turned out to be this beautiful thing that taught me so much about myself, because everything is about me. It's about my journey through this realm. And so yes, those things that I said I'll never do and it's bad and whatever, I did it. They became this beautiful patches and flowers, because in those situations I've learned the most and I've changed the most, and I got rid of all these preconceived ideas and all these things that I believe was right and wrong and whatever. I've learned compassion, and I've learned forgiveness, and I've learned patience and whatever through all those wrong things. If I didn't do those things that I said I never would have done, I wouldn't have compassion for people who do things that they said they're never going to do. And at the end, the same with our children. We all are just giving it our all. Whether we agree with it or not, we give it our all. We try our best. But holes happen. And I read this beautiful piece that says, what happens when you go through a storm? You came out another person, changed. And that's the beauty of the storm, of the tough situation. And that's all. Never think that your life and things you did was the worst, that you will never be able to recover from that. That's a lie. There's no mistakes. There's only growth spurs, call it that. Those times when you realize, wow, I now need to turn inwards to this life in me, because that's my only hope. There's no ways that I'll be able to get through this. And so yes, forget about not being good enough. Forget about all the mistakes you've made. Nothing was a mistake. Everything was used for your good, to change you more and more into the image of this unconditional love and purity and life that you are in spirit. Yes, we grow up and we become this person, this Izet, and then I realize, oh boy, I'm now at a stage where I realize I need to forget everything I've learned and start to just trust the life and the spirit in me. That Izet's got to die, my ego's got to go. And the awesome thing is all of those little holes, those patches, are helping you to get rid of your ego, your self-pity, your self-righteousness, your religious spirit, your hate, your resentment towards yourself and others. So these things, these holes, these things that you believe was all wrong in your life was actually the most precious of everything. So thank you for listening. Thanks for tuning in. You will find all my things I create on Zetster's Labs. I don't know what, there's a Zetster Lab and then there's a few things underneath because there's so many parts of me. I'm the creator that creates all of these things, and then I'm the artist who paint, and then I'm the writer that just write down what the life in me, the spirit in me is telling. And then I'm the photographer that loves to take photos. And then I don't know what, the traveler. I absolutely love to travel. So all of those things you will find on my Facebook page and on my YouTube channel and on my, I don't know where not. Everywhere where Zetster's Lab is on the internet, there you will find me. So I just love life. The more and more I grow, the more and more I realize we are all absolutely on this road to become a beautiful garment. Even the most, if you think of the most broken person you've ever met, who've done the most horrific things, it's just, can you imagine the hurt and the pain in that soul? So though even that person is just on the road of becoming whole, and so there's no judgment in the spirit when we walk in the spirit. There's no condemnation upon us and other people. How can I judge anybody for anything when I've got these holes and did these things I said I would never ever do? I can't. And there's no big thing and small thing and whatever. We're all just here, and we're all just, as I always say, walking each other home. Walking with each other to that place where you realize where your home is. Your home is where you become one with your spirit once again. When you realize you're not a separate being, then you're not apart from the spirit. And that in spirit and life and truth, there's only one spirit, and it's the unconditional love that we all are. The one life, the one spirit, the one power, and we're all that, and we're all just there to help each other. Coming back to that oneness, that heaven, that spiritual spirit that we are all part of. So, have a fantastic day. I don't know what I'm going to do now. It's now nearly lunchtime, and my friend has made lunch. So, at 1, I need to go and have lunch. Lunch being prepared for me. Isn't that awesome? Oh, I'm blessed. Have a fantastic day, and thanks for tuning in. And I haven't put this on yet. Let's see. You can see it is huge, but that's what I wanted because I don't want it too close to my neck. I'm going to stand up, but you see this, it's just this absolutely loose thing. See-through, loose. Oh, I love it. I thought about making some things, but I don't want to. I love the plainness also. You know, it's plain even though there's this little bit of flowers. So yes, this is what I've created. What have you done? Remember, we are all creators. We all create. Have a fantastic day. Bye.